If some Yahoo walked up to you on the street and said, money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, and you have to work really hard and hustle for money because you don't deserve it, you would be like, F you, a hole, and keep walking. So, why is it that we believe some of these same stories just because our parents said them at the dinner table when we were 6 years old? Because think about it, where do we learn about money? From our primary caregivers. Even growing up, if you saw money being exchanged in public or saw it on TV or movies, the emotional baggage that came along with money, we learn about that at home. So, for most of us, our primary caregivers are our biological parents, but this is any adult that you spent the most time around until you were 18 years old. So this could be grandparents, it could be step parents. DNA doesn't even matter. What matters is the adults that you spent the most time around and what they believed about money. And if you're new to this channel, I am Angie Hawkins, the Inner Glow Coach, and I help successful on paper women rewrite the money stories that keep them overworking, undercharging, impulse shopping, so that they can finally own their value, use their voice, and get paid like they mean it, and finally create a life that feels as good as it looks. I've had so many women come to me saying, I've tried everything. And usually, what this means is they've consumed a lot, but they don't know how to apply it because it's all disjointed. And then it just becomes a soup of things that they should be doing. So, if you have journaled your way around your problem in a million circles and haven't seen any changes, or you can feel that your nervous system is dysregulated about money, but you don't really know what to do about it, or if you've gone to therapy and it gives you insights, but not practical, actionable advice, or if you've done any of the woo woo stuff, and just to be clear, I'm not bashing woo woo stuff, I love it. But the sage, the crystals, the all of it, the sound baths, none of that stuff actually changes your behaviors or your subconscious programming. So if you've done any of that and it hasn't actually changed your life, the answer is because consuming information and actually doing something and taking action are totally different things. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. And before we get into rewriting your money stories, I want to tell you about an exercise that one of my early mentors had us do. And I was at this healing intensive about healing our childhood wounds. And he had us do an exercise where we calculated the financial impact up to that point that our wounds had been costing us. So, for example, if you didn't have the courage to ask for a raise because you didn't believe you deserve it, or you didn't negotiate your salary because you didn't think you deserved it, or you didn't negotiate it enough. So I wrote down every single instance that I could think of, and I probably wasn't even remembering all of them. And obviously, it's not an exact science, but I estimated, yeah, I probably could have asked for more money here. I probably could have negotiated more here. And this was 7 or 8 years ago. And at that time, I came up with over $1 million. And this wasn't even taking into consideration if I had invested some of that money and then the compound interest that I would have been making. Because even now, 7 or 8 years later, that would be millions of dollars. So, and that's just the financial impact. The impact of not rewriting your money stories, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And there's an deeper wound beneath your money stories that impacts your voice, your visibility, opportunities, your relationships, your career. It infects your entire life. So I really want to point that out before we get into what money stories are and how to rewrite them. And also, I want to talk about where they came from, because your inherited money story is not the truth. But these non truths live our lives on autopilot until we rewrite them. And I call them your inherited money story because, as I mentioned at the beginning, they're not your actual beliefs. It's what your caregivers believed, and they just projected that onto you. And because you were a child and didn't know any better, and those were the only adults you really knew and spent time around and trusted, you believed it as the truth. And so they just start running on autopilot. And I could go on a whole rant on this, so I'll try to keep it short. In general, autopilot is a very scary state of being. So, for example, I think anyone with a driver's license has had this experience where, say, you drive the exact same way to work. Maybe you pull out of your driveway and you always turn right. But then one day you have to go somewhere else or do something else before work and you need to turn left, but your body still turns right. And I don't know about you guys, but anytime that has happened to me, it's actually really scary because it's like I'm operating a 2,000-pound vehicle and I just turned a different way that I wanted to because I wasn't even in control of my body. So, in general, I highly recommend a daily practice of pulling yourself out of autopilot and questioning everything you do and why you do it. And I know that sounds extreme, but I promise you, it will change your life. So, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Even when brushing your teeth, because if you have an electric toothbrush, it is so easy to just tune out because even the pulses that tell you to change the quadrant that you're in, even those become autopilot. You don't even realize what you're doing. So, even brushing your teeth, be intentional and try not to get out of autopilot because when you're just running on autopilot, you're not questioning anything, especially the things that don't make sense. And it's really dangerous, especially in herd mentality of today's society. But rant over. Back to money stories. Running on autopilot is especially scary with our money stories because we do not consciously think. I've never heard anyone say out loud, I don't deserve to earn more. But I have witnessed many other people, and I've even done some of these things myself, not negotiating their salary, not asking for a raise, not raising their prices, not applying for the opportunity just because they're not seemingly qualified on paper. Or we don't walk around thinking, I believe money is scarce, but we'll still feel anxious anytime we have an unexpected expense. Because this is actually a really sneaky one. Because growing up, my mom would always explicitly say, rich people are sinful. And it came from a scarcity mindset. Because if this person has a lot of money and this person doesn't, then this person is taking away from that person. And growing up, I didn't believe money was scarce. Unless this person is truly robbing this person of money or physically robbing them of money, I didn't believe that they were taking away from them. But underneath all of that, I did have a scarcity mindset. And sometimes I would feel guilty about having more money than someone else. So it was still running some of my behaviors and habits on autopilot, even though I consciously wanted money and I consciously believed that money was abundant and it wasn't scarce. So it doesn't matter what you consciously want or say you want. Your subconscious is what's taking the wheel and running the show, which is why it literally takes the wheel sometimes when you're driving. And this is also why information alone doesn't change your financial situation because you can read Think and Grow Rich. You can do all the woo woo things and affirm, I am a money magnet in the mirror and do all of the things. But until you identify the inherited money story that's running the show on autopilot, no strategy in the world is going to stick long term. And I want to tell a client story before I go into how to rewrite your money stories. I had a client who came to me about money mindset, and her original belief was about not feeling deserving of money. So we rewrote that story, and within less than 2 months of working together, she got a new role at her job and almost doubled her salary. But then when she received the money, she just blew it all. And I remember when she told me that she blew, because her new paycheck was like thousands of dollars more and she spent it immediately. And when she told me she did that, I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And we had to rewrite another story about keeping and holding money because she had this deep belief that she didn't feel responsible with money because her parents were not responsible with money. So, money stories work both ways. They can prevent you from receiving money, but they can also prevent you from keeping and holding money. And this is exactly why I created the Money Story Rewrite. And it is a 3-day live Zoom masterclass where we do something that most money programs don't actually do. We go underneath the surface. So it's not all the woo woo things, although I will say supplementally, the woo woo things are great. But what we do inside the Money Story Rewrite is we rewrite the subconscious story that have been running your bank account on autopilot in real time together in the Zoom room. So on day one, we will be rewriting the money stories, blocking you from receiving money. So these are the most damaging ones because sometimes you're not even aware that you have them. So I will talk about how you can peel back the layer of the onion to get to the deepest story that's driving all of the stories. And then on day one, we will also have at the end live hot seat coaching. So I will work with one person on their specific money story that prevents them from receiving money in real time so that you can learn the process on how to rewrite it on your own. And then day two, we will rewrite the money stories, blocking you from keeping and holding money because receiving is only half the equation. If you have stories that are preventing you from holding and keeping money, then you're still not going to have money because it's going to keep disappearing. So we will look at why money comes in, but then immediately disappears. And at the end of day two, we are going to do another live hot seat coaching on one person and their money story to go through the process on how to rewrite it. And then day three is all live hot seat coaching because even though money stories come in several broad categories, there's a gazillion different specific money stories. So everyone has very specific money stories that are based on their experiences, their circumstances, their caregivers. So I will work through as many people as I can to get my eyes on your exact situation. And all sessions are recorded and replays are available. It is July 7th through July 9th, 1 hour each day, and it is 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you can't make it live, you won't miss a thing because you'll get the recordings. But if you can show up live, I highly recommend it because then you have the opportunity to get the live hot seat coaching, and this whole workshop is free. I didn't even mention this. And also, another reason why I recommend showing up live is because every live session you attend enters you into a chance to win a 60-minute one-on-one session with me, which is a $380 value where we can go even deeper on where your money story came from. So the more days you attend live, the more chances you have to win. So if you've tried everything and your bank account still isn't reflecting it, the missing piece is not more information, it's the story underneath the situation. And the money story rewrite is where we find it, and even better, where we rewrite it. So again, it's a live Zoom masterclass, so you can be anywhere in the world. It's July 7th through July 9th. The live sessions are from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern. The recordings will be available. And the link to register is in the description. So I invite you to sign up now. And also, this is a course that is, because sometimes you buy a course and you never use it, you never open it. I will have actionable steps that you can take in your everyday life. So you may want to rewatch it, but you don't even need to once you have the information because you can immediately start implementing these steps in your everyday life. So your next level is not waiting for more information. It's waiting for you to rewrite your money stories. I would love to have you there, and I will see you at the Money Story Rewrite, and have an amazing day.